Hi there, welcome back to Apatros Review. In this episode, The Trial of the Incredible Hulk, directed by Bill Bixby in the year 1989. Hi there, welcome back to Apatros Review, your guide to the wild world of science fiction action horror. Me, your host, Mila Sipka. Now in this episode we look at the second of three telepics, sequels to the cult 1980s TV show The Incredible Hulk. The third one I'm not going to do because I don't have it. But the first one was The Incredible Hulk Returns, which was basically the first time that we had the Avengers team up with the Hulk and Thor, which was actually a pretty good film. Now this sequel is The Trial of the Incredible Hulk, which actually premiered on American television on the 7th of May 1989. Now originally there was supposed to be 5 telepics, but unfortunately Bill Bixby died right after the third one was made, so actually was already having prostate cancer when the third one was in production today, so they used that to kill off the Incredible Hulk. Now the second of 3 telepics produced as the final segment of the cult classic 1970s-1980s superhero TV series The Incredible Hulk, The Trial of the Incredible Hulk was probably the best of the bunch, although it remains on the same grade as the first telepic, so basically the same rating as The Incredible Hulk Returns. This time the Hulk teams up with Daredevil, the popular Marvel character comprised of blind lawyer Matt Murdock, the son of a champion boxer murdered by gangsters, who lost his sight after saving a person's life only to gain almost supernatural sensory abilities to help him in his fight against crime. Indeed, this is the very first live-action appearance of the Daredevil, and despite what some people think about the costume he wears here, this version of Daredevil is actually quite good. Now when this telepic was made, studios were still skeptical about the idea of making films about superheroes, given that many people at the time thought this was strictly kids' business, and therefore unprofitable. That all changed when Tim Burton released Batman, the masterpiece adaptation of the legendary DC superhero, which proved that not only could you do a great film about superheroes, but you could do it in an adult fashion and make an absolute monster at the box office. Batman made an actual killing. And anyone who was around 1989, when Batman came around, oh, they will remember that one. Now, The Trial of the Incredible Hulk is not quite in the same league, indeed not even close to matching the 1989 Batman, but it was nevertheless a solid superhero film, and a worthy addition to the Incredible Hulk franchise. Now, as was usual with Incredible Hulk's TV appearances, there were a few changes to the design of the heroes in this one. The Devil's outfit was changed from the classic red design to an entirely black spandex suit with a hood that covered the top of the superhero's face. Now, whew, about that one. I know that many fanboys obsessed with Daredevil will be crying bloody murder at this, but I actually see it as a much more realistic concept. Now, you gotta remember that Murdoch is blind, without counting his radar vision, as he's unable to make out any color, so the black suit is actually made realistically. Plus, in reality, somebody making his bodysuit would have to obtain outside custom modifications, particularly stuff like visiting dressmakers and people who can put suits together. Murdoch simply couldn't do it on his own because he was blind, so you need to get outside help. And the best way to have your costume made for you without without tipping anybody off about your secret identity is to have it as featureless as possible. The more distinctive the suit looks, the more easier it is for somebody to connect the dots, and your secret will be compromised. Anyway, the entirely black suit also makes for good camouflage, so the Daredevil can very easily blend in with the dark streets. As for the Hulk, he's kept the same, although the film features the only time in the classic franchise that the Hulk wears his comic book purple pants. Only in a dream sequence David Banner dreams of hulking out in a courtroom and flipping jurors over. The jury foreman is actually played by Stan Lee in the very first of his legendary cameo roles. Of course, he's uncredited. Now, this being a TV production, the lower budget means that visual effects are kept to an affordable level. But the visualization of Daredevil's radar sense is actually pretty decent for the time. The green monochromatic image that looks very distinctive and very clever too. It looks actually pretty damn good for its time. As for the climax, where the Kingpin, played by John Rhys Davies, uh, uh, let me think. Yeah, flees into the night sky on this ridiculous-looking aircraft. Just trying to remember what it looked like. Well, it's just plain standard stuff. For its time, it was for TV production, it looked pretty decent, but just it was a weird-looking aircraft. Looked more like a hovercraft. Now, I thought the decision to change the origin of Daredevil's name was pretty stupid. In the comic book, the name Daredevil was a point of irony for Murdoch because his prizefighter fighter had a similar name and his strict Catholic upbringing would have shaped his decision. Here, it's simply picked up after hearing as a throwaway remark made by the police chief, and on that point, no police officer would ever consider telling the reporters that he wished that some civilian would become a vigilante. No cop would ever do that. So that was actually pretty. Some of the police chief probably an act of desperation, but still, it was pretty stupid of them. But in the long run, it helped. Now, on the storytelling front, the script is more along the lines of a crime thriller in places, of a lone vigilante team up with a beast to break down a criminal organization. The Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, is outfitted with a pair of 1980s style big ass shades and obsessed with videotaping everything. Yeah, of course, this was the 1980s, the decade of the video cassette. But John Rhys Davies is a pro at this, and he plays his role with just the right uh, touch of comic bookish megalomania to succeed in the part convincingly. The film isn't as dark as Daredevil's fans would wish for, but it was perfect for television superheroics of the very late 1980s, right until Batman came along. So, so the Daredevil's fanboys should put up or shut up on the black suit thing. And by the way, that black suit design actually made its way into a Frank Miller comic book franchise for the Daredevil's early days. If you're a fan of either the Hulk or the Daredevil, even though the Hulk pretty much doesn't appear in the climax, the last time you see him appearing is to help Daredevil out of a trap. And basically, the Hulk and Daredevil teaming up their secret identities, they realize that they're practically brothers in a way. So that was actually pretty decent writing. Sorry about that. So Bill Bixby actually, whoever wrote the script actually done a really good job on it. Now, if you're a fan of either the Hulk or the Daredevil, this telepic is definitely worth picking up. Although the film's public domain status means that that you need to be mindful about the quality of some of the DVDs floating around on on the market. Now, the trial of the Incredible Hulk goes on trial here and wins its case with a B, 6 out of 10. It's a solid piece of late 1980s superheroics and valuable for any Hulk or Daredevil fan. Just put up with the suit. Actually, it makes more sense than Red Design because, like I said, if you want to put a suit together and you're unable to actually see, better make it as bland as possible. Makes sense. So it pretty much gets a B, 6 out of 10. It's solid. And to be honest, like I said, public domain status, there's not going to be any extras in these, and usually the quality can be mediocre. My print was actually pretty decent. Okay, so that's it for the trial of the Incredible Hulk. Wentz case with a B, 6 out of 10. Now, I don't do requests, but if you want to know if a particular film or collection or any questions about DVDs you want me to answer, I'll be happy to answer. Do my research and I'll answer. Just leave me comments in the comment section. Okay, hope you enjoyed that, and that's it for this review. Take care.